out there exploring new lives and new civilizations. They're not boldly going where no man has gone before.
The next thing you're going to tell me is that Santa Claus isn't real and that there are no unicorns.
No, wait. Now, wait. I have seen proof of unicorns and Santa, so I can't really...
Oh, good.
I can't say for sure that they're fake. I can't. But, you know, Star Wars and Star Trek, sorry, not real.
Doesn't happen. I'm more worried that J.J. Abrams is going to murder another series of movies for me, because that's what he did with the Star Trek movies that he did. I can't see those movies ever. They're awful, and they give me migraines, because that man does not know how to use lens flare minimally in his films.
Okay.
He's going to ruin it again.
So, what are we talking about on your side? On your neck of the woods?
Going back to what we originally talked about, the first story, the Landry losing.
Right.
Before the election, there was a video that surfaced that was released by the Black Conservative Fund that showed a man named Don Craven Sr., who is a Democratic Party bigwig down there in Louisiana, who was encouraging the people at a meeting to vote, to commit voter fraud. He was quoted in the video as saying, "If you early voted, go vote again tomorrow. One more time's not going to hurt." And saying, "Tomorrow we're going to elect Earl Taylor as DA, so he won't prosecute you if you vote twice." Like, this isn't even, like, something you can pretend he was saying something else. This is blatant voter fraud encouragement.
And now I'm wondering if the Attorney General, who should have been made a prize to this, will bring up charges against this individual.
I don't know. That is a very, very good question, but I somehow doubt it.
But then again, Attorney Generals are like, who the heck knows what they try anymore? I mean, do they even try cases anymore? Do they follow the law anymore? They don't have to, according to Eric Holder. So they can follow the law of their heart now. So
yeah,
unless their Attorney General's heart says that what this guy just said was wrong, then he's going to get away with it scot-free.
Exactly. It's pretty ridiculous. It was, I don't know. I've never actually seen a situation in which it was so blatant, though. I mean, most of the time, what they're saying could be taken in a different way. Like, oh, we didn't really say for people to vote twice. We were just joking. This is so obvious that it's a little bit terrifying that they thought they could get away with it. I don't know.
And especially in this day and age where everyone has a cell phone and how easy it is to just record everything at any moment.
Yeah, I guess they assumed that everyone in the room was also a Democrat who was okay with this. Like, they thought this was all kosher.
Right.
that voter fraud was something they could discuss in that particular area. But no, there were people there from the Black Conservatives Fund, thank God.
Right.
So, also in other news, more worldwide news, the White House has shot down a petition on their website, on the petition website, that wanted them to declare the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization.
Did they get the required 100,000 signatures in order to even get a response? Because that's important.
They did indeed have enough. They got their first 100,000 signatures within 30 days, and this was the petition was posted on July 7th of 2013, and it received the necessary required signatures within a month, and they just now responded to it. Because they're required to respond to it, but they waited a whole year and a half, essentially.
And what was their brilliant response? Because the first sentence basically says it in a nutshell.
Yeah. We have not seen credible evidence that the Muslim Brotherhood has renounced its decades-long commitment to nonviolence.
They haven't seen credible evidence?
They haven't seen credible evidence? I'm sorry.
How much blood, how much beheadings do they need before they have credible evidence?
Have we just ignored all the violence in Egypt caused by the Muslim Brotherhood? What? What's really crazy about this is that apparently Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have already declared them a terrorist group this year. But America, they're not going to declare them. They are terrorist enough that Saudi Arabia will declare them a terrorist group, but we're just going to ignore it.
Right, they're our friends. I mean, I don't know if you knew this. Them in Egypt, BFFs. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Only the Muslim Brotherhood isn't even in charge in Egypt anymore.
And I think
So
we're still BFFs with Russia. You know, Putin and us are
somehow
like blood brothers.
we have weird masochistic friendships with other countries. Apparently,
It's
every
very
country
weird.
that we are, every country that hates us, we're bound and determined to be friends with for some reason. I don't get it.
Exactly. So let's quickly before we end this episode discuss what the heck is going on in the NFL. And I was going to, well, we could start with the Rams and their use of the hands up don't shoot that they did as they were being introduced onto the field at last week's game. But I also want to bring up quickly today, it being football Sunday, that there were players who came out on the field, and I don't know which teams they're from. I just like an hour ago saw pictures of this. But players are now writing the words "I can't breathe" on their sneakers or anywhere that I guess would be visible on camera, because that's what Eric Garner. Those were his last words. So my question is, why the NFL is taking the stance of not fining them at least, because they do have very strict rules on how the players can and can't behave when they're on the field. I can understand they're not in a stadium that's NFL related. They can be out, shopping for groceries, and they might, decide to join a protest or do whatever they want on their own time. But on company time, and by company time I mean you're wearing the team jersey, you're on the team field, you're playing an NFL sport. You do
Right, you're
as the NFL,
representing.
right? You do as the NFL tells you. Just like now, just recently, because Bose became their sponsor. If you have, or if you're seen in any way, shape, or form with, Beats, Dr. Dre Beats headphones, you will get fined heavily. So how is that something that's finable, wearing freaking headphones? But, taking such a political stance isn't. It's now all of a sudden free speech.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what their rules are, because everybody knows, if they listen to the show long enough, I'm not a big football fan. I don't do sports. So I don't know what their rules are for the way people have to behave on the field and all of that. But if it is in there, they need to fine them. If it says, don't get involved in political statements, don't write weird political things on your, on your uniform so that you can make a statement that's controversial, then yeah, they need to be fined for it.
And I'm just really surprised that the NFL isn't taking such a stronger stance, only because as of late they have been kind of battling the forces of good and evil in terms of politically correct and politics and everything else, that I expected them to take a neutral stance, and to me, I feel like they feel they're taking a neutral stance by allowing them to be, to have quote unquote freedom of speech. But I think that's doing a disservice, because you need to be taking a neutral stance by saying we're not going to allow any kind of speech, positive or negative, on the field. When you're on the field,
Right.
we're here to play a game. We're not here to send some message. Especially when it's the
Right.
wrong message. I mean, hands up, don't shoot. We've already refuted the argument over and over and over again that he did not have his hands up and he did not say don't shoot.
Right, and that should be what they're saying, is saying don't come onto the field to make controversial political statements. That is not good for anybody, because at least half of our fans, if not more, are going to be pissed off, one way or the other.
Right. We're here to watch a football game. We're not here to make a political message. If you want to make a political message and say something about it, do it after the game. Do it before the game. Do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There are several other days of the week you do not and should not be doing it on a Sunday during a game.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot
Start
of
a blog.
families who are watching this with their kids. And, I'd like to think that children are not being made aware of this Michael Brown hands up, don't shoot. And it's not for parents to now have to explain to them what the players are doing when they run out on the field making that kind of gesture.
Exactly.
It's
ridiculous.
So anyway, that's it for this episode. And next week, quickly, I just wanted to mention that we're gonna have we're gonna be doing our year-end special next week, and that's actually going to come out December 15th, and you're not going to want to miss that because we're going to be talking about movies, music, TV, and books, our favorite over this year and previous years. And we're also going to be looking into the future to see what movies we're going to be looking forward to in 2015. And we're going to have a special guest for that, so it's going to be cool.
Yes, we are.
So we will catch you guys next week with our special and with our regular episodes as usual.
You've been listening to Two Conservative Lesbians.
Don't forget to share and like our episodes that can be found on YouTube, iHeartRadio, and iTunes.
And check out elementarypolitics.com for even more news, politics, and entertainment coverage from both of us as well as several talented writers.
The Afterthoughts show is coming up next.
Till next week, America.